Oh, hey there. I didn't catch you there. I didn't see you there. I'm just here in the sound studio, and I didn't catch. It's raining outside, so my ears are popped, and I didn't hear you sneak up on catch up on my six, eh? Hey, all you goobers, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sam. I am here today making a special video about something that I have wanted to talk about for a long time and have just not gotten around to, but it's something that is very dear and near to my heart, and that is the historic television show, A SpongeBob SquarePants. I have been obsessed with SpongeBob SquarePants ever since it came out in 1999, and specifically, I would argue that the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants are some of the best television that there is in human history. This has always been just a fact in my mind, so much so that I don't even think to talk about it sometimes, because I just have this incredible reverence for SpongeBob SquarePants, specifically the first 3 seasons. And you don't need me to tell you how important SpongeBob is. I mean, obviously, it ever since it was created has been one of the most popular cartoons on the globe. But as I have gotten further into my adult life, I have realized just how impactful SpongeBob SquarePants is. And when people ask me, what's your favorite TV show ever? And I tell them, oh, the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants, hands down, they are often surprised or confused, which surprises and confuses me because it's SpongeBob SquarePants. And so listen, I'm sure that there are many video essays out there on the internet about how great SpongeBob is, but I've had such like a specific opinion on it for most of my life. And as I have conversations with people, I come to find that what just seems like the obvious truth to me isn't necessarily as obvious to everyone else. And so, I didn't think that anybody wanted to hear my opinion on SpongeBob. And yet, as I look for videos and podcasts about subjects that I'm interested in, I find myself thinking like, man, why isn't there a blank but for SpongeBob? There's so many deep dive podcasts and video essays on all these different cultural touchstones, but I don't see anybody going deep into the world of SpongeBob. And I've just realized I should just make the thing myself. I have been sitting on this idea for a while now, and the universe has just given me the push that I needed to start. Namely, that YouTube told me I would be demonetized if I did not post something in the next 14 days. So shouts out to YouTube, and here we are. The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are incredible. They are untouchable. The first 3 seasons plus the original movie. Now, I say the first 3 seasons because it's the first 3 seasons that were run by the creator, Steven Hillenburg. For a long time, this was not a well-known fact, though I think that the rise of SpongeBob memes in recent years, and specifically people's attention to the fact that most of these memes come from the first 3 seasons, has given awareness to the fact that the SpongeBob gold comes from the first 3 seasons, which were made by Steven Hillenburg. Now, there are some exceptions to this. There are clips and episodes from later seasons that people are fond of and maybe are even some people's favorites. But for the most part, the episodes that people remember most fondly come from the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants. It's also not widely known that Steven Hillenburg stepped down from the show after the first 3 seasons. And I've thought about this, and I really don't want to throw stones at the current artists working on SpongeBob SquarePants, but I have always thought, ever since season 4 started, that there was a noticeable decline in quality in the show after season 3. But what makes the show so great? I just want to rattle off some of my thoughts. First of all, SpongeBob SquarePants is funny. Most obvious trait, but it's not enough to just say that it's funny. It's funny visually. It is a storyboard-driven show, which means the rough outline is written first and then handed off to the storyboard artist who actually writes the rest of the episode. And so naturally, visual gags drive much of the story and the humor. Second, it's funny in a smart way. Now, this is one of my critiques of post Steven Hillenburg years of SpongeBob, but the first 3 seasons and the movie, by and large, are filled with smart humor. It's more than just fart jokes and people getting hit on the head, though SpongeBob isn't necessarily above doing that, but it is really clever. And then lastly, it's a character-driven show. When you notice it, you can't unsee it. It's genius how the show isn't necessarily just coming up with zany situations, though it does do that. A lot of the humor comes from the characters acting consistently and consistently responding to each other in a certain way. And so the synopses of each individual episode are essentially putting our characters in a funny situation, and the heart of the show comes from watching how those specific characters, which we've come to know and love how they act, will respond to the situation and each other. And lastly, this is the hardest thing to put into words, but I honestly could just tell the difference in quality when I was a kid. Some of my other favorite shows when I was a kid were shows like Ed, Edd and Eddy, Fairly Odd Parents, but even those, which I thought were really funny, I could tell just weren't as tight as SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob is punchy with his jokes and yet is patient enough that it doesn't need to just hit you over the head with loud noises or silly gags the whole way through. It's genius storytelling. It's comedy gold, and I love it. And I just need you to understand how good it is. All that being said, I cannot say enough of my love for SpongeBob in one YouTube video, and so I have decided to officially start a SpongeBob SquarePants a podcast. I apologize. I know there are more podcasts on the internet than there is plastic in the ocean at this point, but this is a passion project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and quite frankly, I don't really care if it takes off. It's just going to be fun for me. That being said, as of today, you can subscribe to Absorbent in Yellow, a SpongeBob deep dive. I'm going to be going through each individual episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, doing a mix of research and commentary on each episode, and it will be a mix of me talking solo and having guests on to talk about our favorite episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know how long this will take. I don't know how long it will go for, but my hope is to get through all first 3 seasons of SpongeBob SquarePants, all leading up to a commentary on the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I'm not sure if I'm going to post these on YouTube. It seems to me like it would become annoying for my subscribers to get another SpongeBob commentary every single week. Maybe I'll make another channel for it. I don't know. You can comment below what you think. But I'm excited to start. Someday in the future, I will probably make an Adventure Time one as well. We'll just see how this goes to start. There you go. There's your sneak peek for the SpongeCast, a podcast of the SpongeBob variety. Leave a like and a subscribe down in the comments below, and tell me if you like me and what you like about me, and give a subscribe to the SpongeBob cast. Would it kill you to call your mom every once in a while?